I already looked up who. So we're the same time for that, right? I feel super fast. Yeah, yes, we are. So, I already looked up who the author for this one is. It's our boy DJ Cactus. DJ Cactus. What? Oh, it's been a hot minute. Like we had him for so many. It's too. Okay, I have to actually. You know what's interesting? Whenever I, of course, depending on which PC I read, you can actually see which SCP I read in which time, because some of the highlighted ones it will be like grayed out, so I can see like, oh yeah, I read this SCP here, and I read that SCP there. So right now with DJ Cactus, I need to look up which one I last read of them. So I assume. Okay, there's a lot of 2 5s, but I'm pretty sure we have one in the 2 6s. Yeah, but the 2610 was the last one we have from DJ Cactus. It has been 60 SCP since the last one we had of him. So, in 2610, wait. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, we know that one, guys. We know that one. We know that one. It's the whole siblings, the Lord's way. Okay, for anybody, quick warning to YouTube: if you don't want to hear this, skip to like 10 seconds from now. It's the siblings that, the ancestral siblings that procreated more and more until they had a whole army of supernatural beings that were like flesh blobs. So that was the last one. That was the last one from DJ Cactus that we had. DJ Cactus, he knows how to write them. He knows how to write them. They fucked up every CPU. Yep. Which is funny because Steph does not know any of DJ Cactus's work. This is literally the first one we just get to mention of his work, and I promise you, this is a rarity. This doesn't happen. But okay, DJ Cactus, you wrote somebody else's god. Well, that previous family, which I'm not going to mention again what they did because we just for YouTube's sake. Also believed in some sort of god, so let's see if this has some sort of connection, some crossover. Also, this is not correct. Why am I looking in this direction here? Come on now. I love how I try to avoid saying what it is, and Zeno just writes it down in the chat. I'm just like, okay, I'm like, hey, YouTube, we're back. You don't have to worry about what I said. And then he just writes it down. And I'm like, well, there you go. Well. Okay, here we go. Object class, Euclid. Special containment procedures. Due to the remote location of SCP-2670, interaction with outside personnel is unlikely. Despite this, SCP-2670 is to remain guarded, and unauthorized personnel encountering SCP-2670 are to be administered a Class B amnestic and turned over to local authorities. Interaction with SCP-1 is only to be done by level 2/2670 researchers or above, and all interactions are to be logged and recorded. -1 and -2 have thus far shown no hostility towards human beings or Earth. However, in accordance with Foundation Protocol, ET1 caution is required when dealing with extraterrestrial life forms of any kind, regardless of intent. And here we have a nice little picture right here. Make your papa proud. Ooh. What? You see this? It almost looks like a character going like this, like having like arms ready like that. Turns out this isn't helping with multitasking. Now I just don't want to look at the exams I'm grading. No, get your pad out. Get your pad out. It's fine. You actually need to get your work done. Gift items delivered by -1 are to be contained within storage lockers at Site 56 with the security level dependent on the nature of the item in question. Also, I didn't read this thing. Early encounters with -1 all through SCP-2670. Image dated August 4. Wow, that's one of those. Wow, they captured that. That's back then when you had to like fucking like hold still. Don't move for like 10 minutes. My dumbass always thought that the picture of the SCPs were real. I'm not surprised, mechanic. A character looking like this, we can't see you. What do you mean? Like you couldn't see me when I did like this? Wait, what? What's going on? Oh, do you mean the character? Please don't scare me like that, because like I said, I don't trust my PC with streaming. So when you say things like we can't see you and I'm like looking over here, I'm like worried. Amended containment procedures in light of recent information we gathered about the nature of -1's homeland. Oh wait, we can see you. I just made chat. Santa Maria, okay. Almost care is essential when divulging information regarding Earth and humankind. In accordance with Foundation Protocol, Paramount Legal Foundation anthropologists assigned to SCP-2670 have created a resource of information that is allowed to be given to -1-2, and any personnel interacting with these entities is to adhere heavily to be approved information. Failure to do so may result, and as previously resulted, in the torture and massacre of likely billions of sapient entities residing within SCP-2670. The details of Protocol Paramount Legal are detailed within Addendum D. I'm too introverted. Give them all Fs. Don't you do that. Don't you let the laziness take over you. SCP-2670 is a spatial anomaly existing above the in SCP-2670 is roughly 5 meters in height and 2 meters in width. Although SCP-2670 is subject to fluctuation in its proportions. The anomaly was first documented by American naturalist Josiah Sneddle, what the fuck kind of name is this? In 1875. Its original documentation of the anomaly can be found in Addendum A. You know what I should do, guys? You know how in the UK I have a Henry cam? What I should do is maybe move a little bit to the right and then have a Joker cam. So I need to get the Mark Hamill voice down to like then pretend to be Joker sometimes when you switch to his cam. Which I don't have that voice down whatsoever. I can do a crazy laugh, but it's not the Joker laugh. His original documentation of the anomaly can be found in Addendum A. It was upon initial investigation that Snedon. It's definitely not. It cannot be Sneedon. That would be weird. Snedon encountered -1 and began documenting information gathered from -1 about the most glorious earthbound sovereign empire of Xandromius Prime. While -1 and -2 are capable of moving freely through SCP-2670, human beings are not able to do so. Drone-based reconnaissance of the interior of SCP-2670 has ascertained the validity of -1's claims. Whereas for that, I don't bring my lab code across the country. I'm not gonna pack in a silly lab code to like travel from Switzerland to the UK. -1 is a Class 1 non-humanoid entity of indeterminate appearance. SCP-2670 goes by this name, his most humble servant ambassador of His Excellency, the God King Emperor of Magnificent Xandromius, the world of our most glorious lordships, Jeremiah Bartimus Brand, the son of the house of Maniscott. Sounds very humble. And he is an entity capable of altering its physical form at will, and will do so depending on a given social situation. SCP, well, -1 usually appears as a human, male or female, varying ethnicity, wearing currently fashionable human clothing. When shifting into its relaxed state, -1 appears to be levitating a nebulous cloud of liquid particulate matter capable of condensing into various shapes and items as needed by -1. The limit to the complexity of this ability is currently unknown. -1 is additionally capable of creating minor spatial distortions, which is uses to view the extraterrestrial region it calls Xandromius. So I ate a lab code, no lab code, no, fraud. How dare you call me a fraud? I'm still doing my job just because I don't have a lab code on. I didn't know then. Yeah, you didn't know. But just be aware, Joker in the background, Switzerland. Henry in the background, UK. And I'm not going to carry my lab code around. I could eventually purchase one here, but first of all, it's summer. I'm not going to wear a lab coat in 31 degrees Celsius. Do you want me to die on stream? Just having like a heat stroke? Just like in the middle of like, there's a large vaguely. You know? The large vaguely humanoid robotic entity referred to as the most noble and prestigious Kill-Go Mastiff Bloodseeker Champion right-handed to the Emperor of Magnificent Xandromius. -2 typically inactive when -1 is not present. -2 first appeared from within SCP-2670 in 1892 and has acted as a guard to SCP-2670 in the time since. -2 will respond to questioning. Also, let me move this a little bit closer because I'm doing a lot. Like, I do miss my headless, like my cableless headphones. -2 will respond to questioning, but only to make emphatic statements about the Emperor of Xandromius Prime. Sorry, Xandromius Prime. Xandromius, the Empire itself, human beings, and Earth. Though conversation with -1 has been determined that both -1 and -2 originate from an extraterrestrial world, Xandromius, containing a structure referred to only as the Spire. Oh, nice. That's before I... Okay. Which allowed the inhabitants of that world to view other worlds over great distance in real time. At some point in Xandromius' past, the inhabitants discovered Earth and became particularly fond of its people and cultures, so much so that the entire civilization began to imitate human civilization on Earth in a number of ways. The reference point in time has not been static, and it is currently believed that the Xandromians have viewed Earth at various points throughout the history. And here we have -1 and -2, circa 1895, not 19. Yes, quite. Imagine he is wearing a lab coat. Hope that works. Yes, that's the excitement. So what I'm hearing is a lack of commitment regarded. How dare you say that to me, okay? How dare you say that after I worked my ass off for 4 years on stream to read so many SCPs to say that I lack commitment. I will find you. Did they also replicate racism, sexism, fascism? We'll see. Addendum A. Josiah Snedon initial observation. On my way to return to the camp set up the foresters, I came upon a most strange sight. Hanging above the gulch was a shimmer in the air, like a great many dancing crystal. From out of the shimmer came a man no different from you or I, who spoke in an English tongue and gave me many greetings and thanks. I didn't rightly know from where his appreciation came, but I took him into my camp and let him tell his tale. The man, who calls himself Jeremiah, said that he comes from a faraway place called Xandromus, a mysterious place, where the very laws that govern nature are different and strange in comparison to our own. I asked him to show me his world, and he said to me that were I to try and go there, it would evaporate like water on a hot pan due to the inhospitable conditions. I was of course disappointed, being a man of natural curiosity, but Jeremiah was able to show me his world through a mysterious looking glass he was able to conjure out of thin air. I asked him how this was possible, and he explained it to me in no short detail, but I fear the explanation was lost upon me, a man of little mechanical background. Above all else, Jeremiah was very interested to hear about the world in which we live, about the earth and all of its wonders. Having traveled far and wide, I spoke to him what I knew, what I have seen, and he seemed satisfied. He said to me that he was an ambassador from his country, a country that had a profound fondness for the earth and wished to know more about it so they could better emulate our culture's likeness. It was a curious request and not one I had expected from the stranger, but I promised what I could and told him I would return with others who know more about the world than I. This pleased him, and he departed back through his shimmering entrance into our world. I do not know the intention of this man, or if he speaks truly. I do, however, feel as if he is genuine in his request that he very much wants to learn about mankind and his many wonders. To what end? I cannot say. Casabon, hey, welcome! Looks like I missed like a shit ton of text here. Let's see what's the pretty much my bad, it's all good. He doesn't scare me. Is that so? Okay. I will remember that and plan things ahead of time. Addendum B. Interview 5th, 14th, 1950. The following interview was conducted by Dr. Roger Godwell on the 5th, 14th, 1946, when Dr. Godwell's team of researchers began to oversee care of SCP-2670. Information regarding SCP-2670 had been carefully controlled in the 30 years previous after Burley Foundation assets gained access to SCP-2670 and began managing all interactions with -1 and -2. This interview was conducted to ascertain the true motives of -1 and -2 and to provide a better understanding about the nature of the entities and the world from which they originate. Okay, so we have the 5th, 14th, 1950. Interviewer, Dr. R. Godwell. Interviewee, -1, -2. Begin log. I'm glad you were able to meet me here, Ambassador. It has been far too long since the last interaction between our people. Yes, indeed, it most undoubtedly has been, Your Grace. Fortunately, we have not been lax in our preparation, and have taken the utmost care in properly altering ourselves to better fit your most fantastic people's current and previous state of affairs. Please, we can speak of this later. I do not wish to keep you from speaking your beauteous words into my human auditory receptors. They have been fashioned specifically to that purpose, of course. Ambassador, when did you people first learn about the Earth and the people on it? Ah, what a beautiful day that was, when we poor disgusting Santomian... Calling your own race disgusting, it must be, like, what? Why? First peered at the falling light in the dark. Skies and saw God, Your Grace. That date was long before my brief but wonderful time in this universe. Yes. The date, please. Kilgore Mastiff for His Grace. The date was roughly 3,258 triumphant Earth years previous to the current time, 7th Ambassador. So, Casabon, you missed. So far, we have Xandromians who saw Earth and were like, God, we gotta dig this place and wanna learn about you. And looks like here, this area seems to be some sort of like gateway, maybe, perhaps some sort of like portal-like thing, because that's what it said. Like, oh, they walked through some sort of shimmer in the air and vanished, and that's the -1, -2, which they have ridiculous long names, which I'm not going to repeat because I told people I'm going to be a bit faster today with reading because I still need to pack for my trip and prepare stuff afterwards. So let's just keep on going. Yes, that is true. Thank you, Kilgore Mastiff, for this gift of knowledge of the most gracious doctor. Before the day of the arrival, Your Grace, we Xandromians were lost and wallowing people, not fit to step out of the seas of brine that covered our filthy world in those days. But the arrival signaled the beginning of our most marvelous ascendants. Though, please do not think I would imply that any ascendants or humiliating peoples could muster would in any way compared to the gloriousness of our most paramount dominance in the universe. Also, I kind of don't like the aliens obsessed with humans group when I think we might be one of the lamest species. Well, I think for these aliens it would be the same as if we saw aliens ourselves that are more advanced or cleaner than us. We would be dead. We would be like, oh my god, we want to learn about, well, a certain amount of people will be like, we want to know about you, want to learn about you, while the other amount of people will be like, we're going to kill you. So for them, we are the special aliens that are more advanced. So it happens. There's always a bigger fish, even in space. I see. When you speak about the arrival, what does that mean? The arrival was the day that the wonder and glory of your world was displayed to us. When that most mysterious and beautiful spire fell into the filth of our seas of excrement, and no, my apologies, your graciousness, I do not mean to use such foul words upon your beautiful ears. I am ashamed. Please, a million pardons, and I beg your glorious forgiveness. Kilgore Mastiff, the punishment. Oh god, okay. -2 proceeds to manifest a long-point instrument, which it then pushes quickly through the right temple of -1. This will be to cause -1 significant distress, although likely due to the nature of -1's alien biology, does not cause the subject to expire, so it went straight through his head. See, my lord, I have studied this meeting. I cannot... No, Ambassador, you are fine. For a meeting as such, one must expect unpleasantries to come about at some point. There will be no need for further punishments. Thank you, dearest and most honorific doctor. Please, Kilgore Mastiff, bestow upon the doctor details of the arrival. I must recompose myself. The day of the arrival marks the beginning of the Exandromian calendar and the beginning of what the Exandromians consider their species. On the day of the arrival, a cylindrical monolith composed primarily of silicon and carbon and of currently unknown origin crashed into the Exandromian Sea, resulting in significant changes to local No, not that, Kilgore Mastiff. Do not sully the presence of his grace with such unnecessity. Speak less of the spire and more of the awakening. The awakening is an event that occurred shortly after the arrival. The spire allowed the native Exandromians to gaze upon distant worlds and create space-time links between them and the spire. This, combined with the changes in the magnificence of the spire allowed the Exandromians to gaze upon Earth, and through information gathered by observing the societies and cultures of our greatest and most wondrous lords of creation, the Exandromians were able to become the dominant the Exandromians were able to build a society in the image of the masses upon Earth. Kilgore, you let some words slip there. You let a couple of words slip there of what you want to do, of what your goal is. Don't really trust that now, do I? Alright, I think that's enough for the day. We will visit this shortly when you are less traumatized, -1. Yes, my beautiful master, my sincerest thanks, my loving lord and lord. Okay, yeah. All trust out the window. Okay, so... So here it says... by observing the societies and culture of our greatest and most wondrous lords of creation, the Exandromians were able to become the dominant The Exandromians were able to build a better society in the image of the masses upon Earth. For me, no. But for the Foundation, absolutely. Because before it was all like, oh yeah, we just share information, and it looks like you're harmless, and you just want to learn about us. But now, like, Kilgore going like we became dominant. I mean, we were able to become a better society. That's when the Foundation's like, say that again. Addendum C, information regarding Exandromian society. Date 8/23/, 1946. Interviewer, Dr. I'm still like pretending to be one of the researchers, Steph. Don't forget it. still Dr. AfroFluff, even though I don't have my lab coat on. I'm Dr. AfroFluff on vacation, still having to do work. Dr. Argotwell, W-1, begin log. -1, you have something you want to show me? Yes, glorious champion lord. Behold, through this God-given looking hole, and gaze upon our testament to our society's most magnificent industry. -1 creates a spatial anomaly, roughly the width of the interviewing chamber wall, through which is visible a scene of a large alien forest. The viewpoint pans left, where an extremely massive factory is seen, surrounded by many miles of blackened earth. Enormous sawmills have been created across the span of ruined forests, of all which pumps out black smoke. Additionally, machines are seen crawling through the tree line, removing the various plant life with efficiency. Occasionally, large creatures believed to be some kind of native animal will get pulled into the machines, flaying them. The remains of these creatures move slowly about for a short time before collapsing and being collected by additional machines. Further inspection of the factory shows a number of neon signs adorning the front and up the length of the smoke towers, all of which appear to be signs and advertisements for various American and European products. How long has this been going on? Since your glorious industrial revolution, when you extended a sweet hand of mercy and lifted our people into the realm of godhood and led us into our knowledge and power. But there's more, see? We've been documenting your great global structure and great global struggle. In the name of your majesty, we have created this for you. The scene changes and what appears to be the remains of a large city is shown, assumed to be Xandromian in origin. Dark blue forms encompasses much of the cityscape, which appears to be undergoing bombardment by an unseen force. Long lines of blue, vaguely humanoid entities are seen being marched out of the city by humans on horseback. Where's this going? Xandromians, where is this going? I don't listen. Listen, if this can go two ways, and one of them is more fucked up than the other one. Long lines of blue, vaguely humanoid entities are seen being marched out of the city by humans on horseback, all carrying what appear to be long, modified rifles. With a movement of -1's hand, the scene pulls back, and many thousands of wooden crosses are now seen situated in fields, upon which are many thousands of the blue entities crucified. Human beings moving through the lines of crosses occasionally toss what appear to be grenades that release a dense red smoke, melting the flesh tissue off of the blue entities. Is it not glorious, Your Grace? This we prepare for you, after watching a long presentation for us, and I do believe we have captured the mood perfectly. See here, where the humble Xandromians uses the gases upon these innocent Hessians, yes? Much like the gas of your magnificent Germany. And very effective. See here, the cross, it is the 1950s, so it makes sense that they copied the most recent thing. And see here, the crosses, look at how they bleed on them. We spent such a great time studying the religious text of your world, and now we display it through the greatest event in the history of your Christianity many times over. See how thorough we have been? Look at the suffering, is it not magnificent? Everything is in honor of you, our most wonderful, loving fathers. I think I've seen enough. And see here, this great finale of this presentation. Look, like the wondrous and powerful Enola Gay, we do have crafted the cleansing fires. See now the devastation. A loud buzzing is heard, and the scene pans to see approximately 75 flying machines styled after American bombers moving slowly towards a large city in the distance. As they approach, they each begin to release a stream of large dark objects from the interior. Oh my god. As the object came in contact with the ground, they explode. Post-interview analysis of the footage has concluded it is likely these bombs, nuclear in design, all exceed 30 MT. In the wake of the explosion, a massive crater is all that remains of the city. And log. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense that they copied all the all the fucked up shit that we're doing, because like, you know, there's a lot of it. There's a lot of it that also happens way too often. So I can see why they're like, so you guys like this, right? It's like, no. We really don't. Addendum D. Foundation Protocol Paramount Regal knows information pertaining to protocol. But also, who told them this? Because isn't like the whole point of the Foundation interviewing with them that they get to talk about history and how the world became to be? Like, wouldn't like the Foundation be like, hey, World War II sucks. We don't like it. we don't like it. Jesus being crucified is a tragedy. We don't celebrate it. Like, wouldn't that have come across in one of the interviews at least once? Information pertaining to Protocol Paramount Regal is restricted to individuals with level 2670-3 clearance. 2670-3 authorization codes required access to this document. Here we go, let's look what is in here. So we have Foundation Protocol information, code name Paramount Regal. Authorized by Dr. Actors, so like DJ, like almost like DJ Cactus almost, huh? But actors instead. Site 81, 053, 054, date 9/14/1984. Overview. The following information is crucial to the ongoing containment of SCP-2670. Below is listed information regarding SCP-2670 that has led to the creation of this document. It was gathered by various drone-based observations of the interior of SCP-2670 in light of the conflicts by the United States in Vietnam and with the USSR, and conversations with -2 away from -1. It is currently believed that group of interest Beta 9 that's Xandromius, not Xandromius. Huh. Xandromius Prime, were prior to the arrival of the structure referred to as the Spire, a species of aquatic slug inhabiting a brine ocean called the Xandromian Sea. It is currently believed that the planet that the Xandromians call Xandromius was once referred to by a different name by the dominant species of the world, both currently unknown. It is currently believed that due to the anomalous effects imparted on the Xandromians by the Spire, the Xandromians experienced a massive alteration of the original biology, resulting in increased mental capabilities, significantly improved speed, strength, and durability, and massively increased lifespan. It is currently believed that in a effort to completely emulate human culture, the Xandromians have caused the deaths of more than 1 billion sapient entities, primarily drawn from the previous dominant species of the world. While currently there is no expected threat to Earth, the Foundation Ethics Committee has expressed a moral obligation to do what is required in order to end the suffering of afflicted entities on Xandromius Prime. To this end, the following script must be strictly followed during interaction with -1 and -2. Failure to convince either entity of the truth of these statements may result in further devastation on Xandromius Prime, or retaliation against humans by the Xandromians. 1. The nation of Earth are at peace and will remain at peace for the foreseeable future. The nation of Earth have denounced the destruction of natural resources for gain. The forests of the Earth are growing back to their former level of health. The hoarding of wealth has been denounced, and all peoples of Earth are expected to care for and maintain the health and well-being of all other creatures on Earth. All religions have been dissolved, and a global culture of humanistic virtue is being fostered. Also, I just want to say, it kind of makes sense that the Foundation probably did not think about this, because like they probably just thought like, oh, we're just sharing information with them. They're not going to do anything with it. They didn't think that they would actually try to copy what they are doing in the most extreme fashion. Due to the nature of Earth's atmosphere away from the, it is imperative that neither -1 or -2 go further than 50 meters from SCP-2670 for their own safety. Basically, just be like, hey, don't look around. You cannot leave this area. Additionally, due to the concerns about the nature of Earth's atmosphere in the light of recent ecological events, the Xandromians must not use this spire to view any other part of Earth outside of the area directly around SCP-2670. If asked, personnel are required to state that humanity does not want to bring any harm to the inhabitants of Xandromius, and that this is especially important. The changes expressed in this document are unanimously seen as a positive improvement by the population of the Earth. Gotcha. So they're basically just bullshitting their way of not getting. Is this? Let's see. Is this? There we go. But yeah, they're basically yeah, lying. There we go. To these aliens to make sure that they don't, you know, continue copying the worst part of what humanity has to offer, and think it's a good thing to copy it because that, yeah, ooh, you know. But yeah, I mean, at the end, like I said, it is possible. This is actually a very plausible thing. Maybe like, yeah, we always think like, oh, aliens. We would be the species that's far behind. But like, if you think about it, there will be aliens that will find us fascinating more than they find themselves fascinating. Because of course, why would they? Like, they look at themselves all the time and they see how their world works, and like then they see our world and be like, oh, okay, that's how you guys function. Interesting. So the fact that we might eventually get visited by aliens and then we have like interviews with them and all they see is the bad shit that we do and think that's something we like to do because it's constantly happening. And then they do it themselves with other planets, and yeah. Honestly, an SCP that's plausible, besides of course the whole like, you know, shimmering thing and like yeah, and like disappearing through a port. Nah, even again, depending on the alien technology, maybe that's also possible. I'm not saying that's gonna happen now, but it's not an unlikely SCP compared to like everything else that we have here. All right.